Hello, welcome back to Jurassic Collectibles. This is a bit different, isn't it? Bit bright. So I'm trying something different today, different set. Let me know in the comments down below what you think of this, bright white. But today we're going to be taking a closer look at this. It's the special offer Papo that comes with the Ceratosaurus and the juvenile Spinosaurus. Now we're most interested in the juvenile Spinosaurus because that's a brand new dinosaur from the Papo line. This video is supported by our good friends at everythingdinosaur.com. Link is in the description. Go and check out their store. And Papo has the habit of doing this. Sometimes they'll release new figures that are going to come out in the next year. And they do it sneakily. They release it in one of these special edition boxes. We have had one of these special edition style boxes on the channel before, but it's the first time we've had one of these offer special avant premiere preview. So yeah, I'm quite excited to take a closer look at this box set. Now we've already reviewed the Ceratosaurus on the channel. Link is down below if you want to see the full review for that guy. So we won't be taking a closer look at this guy. It's mainly the juvenile Spinosaurus that we want to take a look at. Quick look at the packaging. You can see it says Les Dinosaurs, ages 3+. That's me. On the back you just got a load of warnings. On the side you've got a nice picture of the Ceratosaurus there. And this is a gorgeous figure. If you haven't seen the review for this one, do check it out. Link is down below. There's the juvenile Spinosaurus. And in the bottom we've just got plain white. So let's crack this one out of the packaging and take a closer look. Okay, so I'm using a trusty craft knife here. Remember kids, if you are using a craft knife, always get adult supervision because we don't want you nipping those precious fingers. Being so young, you're going to need them for the rest of your life. So make sure you are careful when using a craft knife. And just get an adult to sit by and make sure you're doing the right thing, or better yet, get them to use it instead. Okie dokie. Let's open up the box. Exciting stuff. Always like sharing this part with you. Here we go. Getting the goodies out of the box. Here we go. So inside we've got the diorama inlay. You can see we've got some nice funky trees going on in the background. Again, this is typical of the Papo box sets that we've got so far. Okay, so let's have a look. This needs a snip. And this needs a snip. And this needs a snip. And these guys need a snip on the side as well. There we go. Alright. Oh, and we got twisty ties. Lovely twisty ties. Let's do those. Okay, last of the twisty ties. There we go. That took a little while. Now we should be able to unleash these guys from the packaging. So let's see if they'll come free. Okay. All right. So we've got the juvenile Spinosaurus out. I like to be here for the birth of every little creature on this island. All right. There we go. Okay. Hand is free. There we go. Woo! That was a workup. So there we go. There's the juvenile Ceratosaurus, sorry, the Ceratosaurus and the juvenile Spinosaurus next to each other. But we're going to get rid of this guy because we've already reviewed him. First impressions, this looks like a very nice figure indeed. The first thing I noticed is the way that they've tapered the snout and made it more of a crocodilian head. And we will be comparing this with the adult Spinosaurus. As you can see, it does have an articulated jaw. Mine is quite loose on opening, but can go quite wide, and there's a lot of detail in there which we'll take a closer look at in just a minute. Very, very nice. For some reason there's dashes of yellow along the top. It's also along here, and I don't know if that's, I think that's meant to be there, but it's very smudgy and it looks almost like a paint mistake. But there we go. Let's put this guy on the turntable so you can see him from all angles. What I do like about this one is the pose. The way it's mid-stride and you've got those two legs really far apart. Papo really captures a very nice pose in this juvenile Spinosaurus. Very nice indeed. And I'm a big fan of the Papo Spinosaurus, so it's really cool to see that they've done a juvenile variant of their classic figure. Okay, so without further ado, let's start taking a closer look at the detail on this guy. So starting off with the head sculpt, I really love the look of this guy, the way they've done this dark airbrushing around the eye, that bright green glossy eyeball there, really nice. As we open up the jaw, it opens up nice and wide. You can see inside there, they've carefully painted and sculpted the mouth, the tongue, and the roof of the mouth, really nicely weathered as well. Very nice indeed. Really lovely, fine, subtle scaling all over the head there. And I just love the sculpt of this thing, the way that it looks so crocodilian, almost like a young crocodile. The teeth are really fine. I don't know if you can see there, but next to my fingers you can see they're really fine, those little teeth, and really sharp. It's good to see some toy manufacturers keeping those teeth fairly sharp for realism's sake. As we move down the neck, you can see we've got some really nice crocodilian scales going along the back of the neck. Nice square scales here on the underside, nice creases here as we move into the arm. Nice defined musculature on the shoulder bells there. As we move into the forearms, again nice clear musculature. Nicely sculpted hand claws, and mine are in a little handhold. Is that supposed to be that way? Strange. Okay, maybe it is supposed to be that way. I don't know if that's a flaw or whether it's supposed to be that way. Well, either way, mine are in a handheld position. Kind of looks like juvenile Spinosaurus is waiting patiently. There we go. But I do like the detail on these hand claws. I like the way they're airbrushed to the tips with a nice dark black. Very nice indeed. As we move up into the torso, nice creases and folds under there. If you look very carefully in the sail, you can see they've just used a light stroke of purple, then green, almost like a very subtle rainbow effect. And this is actually present on a variant of the Spinosaurus that I'm going to show you in just a minute. You can see it's got nice little dark areas where you've got some scales picked out in the sculpt. Very nice. Again, clear musculature in the leg. Very nicely sculpted feet and toe claws. I think some of the weathering maybe could be a little bit more precise around here, but I'm really nitpicking. Undersides of the feet have been sculpted. As we move back up into the tail, I really like the way the tail flicks up. You can see the yellow daubs that I was talking about along the tail. I think they are meant to be there, but they just look a little bit inaccurate. And then you come up to the tail. Really nice shaping in the tail. Very, very nice. Nice clear musculature in the legs. Really nice toe claws. Better on this side. Very bird-like, very ostrich-like. Very cool. So we come back up to that sail. You can see those little scales picked out along the body. There is a very subtle purple and green. You can barely see it on this side. Nice musculature sculpted in the arm, and then we've got the handheld pose again. I'm not sure it's supposed to be like that, but very nice indeed. There we go, and then back to that beautiful head sculpt with that lovely open jaw. That's as far as it will go. It's actually quite wide, all things considered. That's pretty cool. Okay, I'm going to bring in the Papo Minis set. I think this was the first set. There are two sets in existence. We've reviewed them both. Links to both are down below, but I believe this was the first set. But in here we have a mini Spinosaurus. I kind of treat it as a baby Papo Spinosaurus. The detail isn't great on these, but they are what they are. They're little mini figures. So there's a comparison with the mini Spinosaurus for you. I'll bring them a little bit closer so you can see. They don't really look that compatible, but I suppose if you want Papo for consistency. And also, this one's got some strange ridges above the eyes on the Papo mini Spinosaurus. Coloration's a bit dark as well, but there you go. There's the mini version versus the juvenile version. Okay, here's the one that matters in terms of a comparison. Here's the adult Spinosaurus from Papo, and this is the second variant that I was telling you about. Now, I think it's about to tip over because the legs on mine are a little bit bowed. There he goes. But you can faintly make out the purple, the line of purple and the line of green. Let's take a closer look quickly. You can just see the purple and the green that I was talking about. Now this is indicative of, I think, a second variant Papo Spinosaurus, because my first version didn't have this. But it's on the new juvenile Papo Spinosaurus. So it's obvious that that's the new norm and that's the new one to be consistent with. But you can see in general the adult and the juvenile are fairly consistent. The adult being a little bit darker than the juvenile version. But in terms of sculpt and how they look next to each other, they are pretty good. And actually I was saying about the little horns on the baby one, they are actually present on the adult one there. And they are faintly present on the juvenile. So in a way, I would think, if I bring the mini back in, I would like on the mini to have no horns, so you can kind of see the progression. But I suppose the mini isn't supposed to be a baby. It's just supposed to be a miniature version. So that kind of makes sense. But here they are next to each other. Let's put the heads next to each other. You can see them there. Very nice. And you can kind of get an idea of how big they are next to each other. Very cool. So I do like this one as a complementary figure to the adult. It does look very nice on display with the adult Spinosaurus, and it kind of makes the Spinosaurus look more like, you know, a parent, which is kind of sweet. You know, it's kind of defending its young, whereas before it was just a really ferocious looking dinosaur. So I kind of like that story that's being told by the addition of this new juvenile figure. So yeah, I think that's it. We'll bring in Alan, good old off-color Alan, for size comparison. You can see how big he is next to these two. So it kind of looks like, I don't know, maybe the size of a velociraptor in Jurassic Park in terms of size comparison with Alan. Can't forget our Alan. One last thing, let's take a closer look at the scale. So you're looking at about 7.5 inches, which is about 19 centimeters. And in terms of height, you're looking at about 4 inches, about 9-10 centimeters. So there we go, guys. That was today's look at the brand new juvenile Spinosaurus from Papo. A very nice detailed figure. Very cool indeed, and a really nice addition to the adult Spinosaurus if you have that one already. You can get yours at everythingdinosaur.com. Link is down below. They've got a really nice store online, so go and check them out. And they offer some really competitive prices as well. So do go and visit those guys. Okay guys, rate, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.